Have you ever felt a mix of excitement and worry when thinking about planning a trip in your senior years? That longing to explore new places, revisit cherished memories, or simply break free from routine, it's still very much alive. But the thought of packing, navigating busy airports, or figuring out the best travel plans can sometimes feel overwhelming. That's completely normal. The good news is, with a few thoughtful strategies, traveling later in life can be more enjoyable, more comfortable, and far less stressful than you might imagine. Whether you're dreaming of a quiet coastal town, a bustling city with museums and cafes, or a countryside retreat where the world slows down, the journey can be just as rewarding as the destination. Travel during your senior years is less about rushing and more about savoring. It's about crafting experiences that are meaningful, manageable, and most importantly, memorable. Now, let's talk about how to make that happen without the headaches that often come with it. The first step, and often the most overlooked, is timing. Choosing when to travel can make all the difference. Planning your trip during off-peak seasons means fewer crowds, better rates on flights and accommodations, and a more relaxed experience overall. You won't be battling long lines or jam-packed tourist attractions, and the slower pace gives you time to really absorb each moment. Many destinations that are bustling in the summer become quiet and peaceful in the fall, for example, offering the same charm with a lot less hassle. Next comes choosing the right destination. It's not about ticking places off a list anymore. It's about finding spots that truly speak to you. Think about places that align with your pace and preferences. If walking long distances or dealing with altitude changes feels like too much, there are still countless beautiful places to explore that offer comfort, accessibility, and charm. A scenic train ride through the countryside, a cruise with gentle ports of call, or a charming village with cobblestone streets and local cafes could bring more joy than a whirlwind tour through 10 countries in 2 weeks ever could. Then there's the matter of packing. The rule of thumb here is to simplify. Bringing only what you truly need allows you to move more freely and reduces the stress of managing heavy luggage. It's helpful to lay everything out a few days before departure and really consider what you'll use. Instead of overpacking, lean into versatile clothing, comfortable shoes, and travel-sized essentials. Having a small day bag for essentials like medications, glasses, snacks, and important documents can make your travel days feel much smoother. Planning how you'll get around once you arrive is just as important. It's a great idea to look into transportation options ahead of time, whether it's shuttle services from the airport, accessible public transit, or even local guides who specialize in slower-paced tours. When those details are taken care of in advance, your days become much more enjoyable. You're not worrying about how to catch a cab or trying to decipher a confusing map. Instead, you're free to soak up the scenery and enjoy each experience as it comes. Sometimes, the most peaceful travel experiences start with pacing yourself before you even leave. Building in a rest day at the beginning and end of your trip can ease the transition. Whether it's recovering from a flight or simply grounding yourself in a new environment, those buffer days create space to breathe. Travel isn't a race, it's a rhythm. And when that rhythm suits your life stage, it becomes something truly nourishing. Now that you've got the foundation for a more relaxed, rewarding travel experience, we can start looking at how to make your time away even more special and personally fulfilling. Once your travel basics are in place, the focus can shift to making your journey not just smooth, but deeply enjoyable. A key piece of that is how you shape your daily experiences while away. The beauty of traveling in your senior years is having the freedom to move at your own pace and design each day around what feels good, rather than what needs to be checked off a list. It's no longer about rushing from one attraction to the next. Instead, it becomes about immersing yourself in a place, letting it unfold naturally, and allowing time for moments that aren't planned but turn out to be the most meaningful. One powerful way to add richness to your travels is to connect with the local culture in a way that feels genuine and comfortable. This could mean visiting a neighborhood market where locals gather, joining a small cooking class, or even just striking up a friendly chat with a shopkeeper or cafe owner. When you slow down and take interest in the lives of the people around you, your trip takes on a depth that no guidebook can offer. It becomes a two-way experience. You're not just seeing a place, you're becoming a part of it, even if just for a few days. Another often overlooked piece of travel joy comes from where you choose to stay. Rather than defaulting to large hotels, consider options that offer a homier, more personal feel. A quiet guest house, a cozy cottage, or a small bed and breakfast often provides more peace and character. Many of these places offer hosts who love to share local tips and little-known gems that don't appear on tourist maps. You may discover a tucked-away garden, a family-run bakery, or a scenic trail simply because someone took the time to share it with you. Equally important is giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. When you're away from home, especially in unfamiliar surroundings, your energy can fluctuate. That's completely natural. Taking an afternoon break, even in the middle of an exciting city, doesn't mean you're missing out. It means you're being kind to yourself. Whether it's sipping tea on a sunny patio, napping with the window open to the sounds of a new city, or simply reading a book in a quiet corner of a museum, these slower moments can be just as joyful as sightseeing. If you're someone who enjoys journaling or taking photos, capturing little snippets of your trip can deepen your experience in ways you may not expect. Not for the sake of social media or putting together a perfect album, but for you to remember how the air smelled in the morning, what music drifted from a nearby cafe, or how a particular meal made you feel. These details become treasures, not just because they were beautiful in the moment, but because they were truly yours. And don't underestimate how comforting it is to bring a few familiar items with you. A small pillow, a favorite scarf, or even a calming scent can make any hotel room or rental feel a little more like home. These small comforts can be grounding, especially when you're moving through different places. They help create a sense of continuity and ease, even when everything else around you is new and unfamiliar. As your trip unfolds with intention and ease, the experience becomes less about sightseeing and more about truly seeing, about being present with each new corner of the world you encounter. This kind of travel doesn't demand anything from you except your presence. And that presence, cultivated slowly and without pressure, is what transforms a trip into a memory that stays with you long after you return. As your journey nears its end, there's something quietly powerful about reflecting on how travel can nourish the spirit in ways that go far beyond sightseeing. The stories you collect, the flavors you taste, and the unfamiliar sounds that become part of your days all have a way of shifting something inside. Travel, in the later chapters of life, isn't about proving anything. It's about feeling fully alive. And that feeling often comes not from ticking off landmarks, but from choosing how you want each moment to feel. Before heading home, it's worth creating a gentle transition back into your everyday rhythm. That might mean staying one last night in a calming place, giving yourself time to rest before returning to regular routines. It might mean simply allowing yourself to linger a little longer at breakfast, soaking in the last few sights or sounds that have made your trip unique. These unhurried endings create space to appreciate everything you've experienced, without the rush to get back to what's next. When you're back home, one of the most rewarding things you can do is to let the memories settle in slowly. You might find yourself catching a scent that reminds you of a meal you enjoyed, or spotting a photo on your camera roll that instantly brings back a smile. These aren't just reminders, they're proof that stepping outside of your comfort zone, even just a little, opens something beautiful. That sense of expansion doesn't fade when the trip ends. It becomes part of who you are and how you see the world moving forward. Travel during your senior years also offers something else that often goes unspoken, a renewed sense of confidence. Navigating new environments, meeting unfamiliar faces, adapting to different rhythms, it all shows you that you are still curious, still capable, and still writing new chapters. That feeling doesn't disappear when the suitcase is unpacked. It lingers, quietly reminding you of the possibilities still waiting to be explored. You may even find yourself already dreaming of the next adventure. And that's the magic. One journey often awakens the desire for another, even if it's something simple, like a nearby town you've never visited or a train ride through a landscape you've only seen in photos. The scope of adventure doesn't need to be grand to be meaningful. It just needs to match what brings you joy. If this video has sparked ideas or brought back memories of your own favorite trips, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Sharing your experiences could inspire someone else to take that first step. And if you found these insights helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more content that supports and celebrates this vibrant season of life. No matter where your path leads next, may your future journeys be filled with ease, wonder, and a deep sense of connection. Because every mile traveled with intention becomes a thread in the beautiful tapestry of your life. Here's to embracing the world with open arms, one joyful step at a time.